Welcome to everyone who's so far joined us in the waiting room. We're going to get started here in the next 2 to 3 minutes. We're just going to wait for a couple more attendees to join us and give them a few minutes to get settled. Okay, it looks like we've hit 1:30. So I'm going to kick us off here with some housekeeping. First of all, thank you everyone who's hanging out with us and attending today's webinar. Your lunches will be sent to your inboxes here. You're going to get a access code to DoorDash, which will directly deposit into your gift card bucket at DoorDash, and you'll be able to spend that however you would like on any meals, of course. And so be on the lookout for that one as the follow-up. We also will have a grand prize winner out of all today's attendees for a 503H with a 1-year Aruba Central license. So stay tuned for the end after questions and answers to see if you're potentially a winner. So without further ado, we'll get started on today's webinar. Today's topic is giving your network a sixth sense. So we're going to be doing a deep dive into Aruba ESP and really sharing the value add of this cutting edge platform. And today we're joined by some really incredible talent. First off is Matt Lehn. He's one of DataVision's very own. He's been with DataVision for quite a while, as well as one of our favorite webinar presenters. He's a highly certified enterprise engineer, specifically in Aruba, and is also a part of the very elite Aruba Ambassador program, which really helps us facilitate strong relationships and provide that just cutting edge solutions to our customers and clients. We are also honored to have Dustin Hopkins here. He's an enterprise systems engineer from Aruba. He's also very highly certified, and he serves the Nebraska and South Dakota territories, and he's going to be our resident expert, really deep diving in on the ESP platform. So the flow for today is we're going to have an overview of DataVision services and solutions, then talk about Aruba ESP, and on the way Aruba and DataVision partner together for a great value add to any organization. Close with some questions and answers. Feel free to toss any questions you have in the side chat bar or raise your hand at the end of today's presentation when it's the Q&A section.
Great, thanks Rebecca. Hey guys, this is Matt Lehn, and I wanted to start the first slide of just kind of giving us a nice overview of DataVision's services and solutions. The owner, Kelly Shred, who started the business 18 years ago, had a vision for designing and implementing solutions for small, medium enterprise businesses. And over the last 18 years, up till today, we are now up to 43 DataVizion experts. So as we've had huge growth, and even in the last 18 months, we've had 15 hires. As Aruba is a huge focus for the company, it's not everything we do. So, but it's so from everything to firewalls to edge switching to data centers, servers, expertise in all areas. Of those 43, a lot of on-site smart hands ready to go. All of our projects are project managed, as well as with our managed services offerings. We've got a wide variety range to offer for our customers. And with that, I will turn it over to Dustin.
Hey everybody, good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about Aruba ESP, or the Edge Services Platform. And as Rebecca mentioned earlier, we're going to talk about AI, we're going to talk about cloud native, and we're going to talk about automation. We're going to talk about unifying and protecting your network. As you can see here, that's really the whole purpose of the Edge Services Platform, is to bring that all together, simplify your life, and help you get better solutions for your network. So what are some of the business drivers? This is probably something you guys hear and see all the time. We're getting decreasing costs. We need more efficiencies. We don't have the same staff that we used to. Our teams are smaller, but we're expected to increase the experiences, bring new revenue streams to the company, and increase the revenue and bring faster innovation to our networks and from our technology. So how are we going to do this? ESP is going to help us get there, but we're going to talk a little bit about how we got there to begin with, because what got us there won't get us here, right? So as everything moves to the cloud and are more mobile, our users are more mobile, they're working from anywhere these days. They're using many different devices, but still want to access the same cloud applications. So as they move through the networks, they may be at a branch office, they may be at a coffee shop, they may be at the data center or at the headquarters, and they're connecting via switches and APs. And this is what we talk about when we talk about the intelligent edge, is that hardware at the edge where these devices are connecting. And what are those devices? We need to get them on securely, because we've got laptops, we've got IoT, we've got cameras, again, BYOD devices, and the velocity and the variety of devices coming onto network is just increasingly difficult for us to manage. They're still trying to get to the cloud. So this is where we talk about edge to cloud. They're joining the network at the edge, and their experience is going to be going through to the cloud. So over time, Aruba has been doing this, and we've set up a framework where we've got the solutions for connect. We've got the solutions for protect your users and your data. Next step in our journey towards ESP is to help you analyze and act. And as we talk through these sections today, you'll start to see what we're doing with Edge Services Platform. So let's dive in a little bit deeper here. So connect. We've got all of our devices, right? And we're really unified infrastructure these days with Aruba. We started as a Wi-Fi company. We've moved into edge switching. Now we've got a solution for everything. We go from data center to the edge, all with a single operating system with Aruba OSCX switches. So we're unifying the connectivity at any type of location. Like I mentioned, data center, campus, branch, remote, it's all there. So the next part was protect. So how do we protect all of these devices and locations? And our approach is a zero trust approach. So that's simply guilty until proven innocent. Once we know who you are, where you are, and why you're there, we can then work on our dynamic segmentation to help secure that network. We don't want to have to touch every single switch port. We don't want to have to, allow or talk to every guest that comes onto the network. So we take that zero trust approach, and we've got visibility. You see our little eyeballs here, right? how do you create your segmentation without knowing what's on there? So we're giving you visibility into that network as well to help further protect and create more granular policies. The new things that we're doing is analyze. We've got lots of intelligence in the cloud. We've got lots of telemetry from your network. So how can we put that together? We take the intelligence that we have at Aruba from our experts, our engineers, our TAC, our best practices in RF and in networking. We've been doing this for 18 plus years. So we've taken all that information and built the artificial intelligence and leverage machine learning in the cloud to take this data lake and this telemetry to not only analyze it, but then act upon it. We have AIOPS, or the Artificial Intelligence Operations Center. So now that we have all this intelligence built, we have the telemetry, we have recommendations, now you can go and act on it and be much more proactive and preemptive rather than waiting for somebody to call and tell you there's a problem and then you start diving into the troubleshooting. So let's break this down a little bit further. This brings it all together, actually. We'll break it down further in a second. This brings all of this together to our Aruba ESP. As we mentioned, this platform covers everything from AIOPS to your infrastructure to your security, wrapping it all together as a service. This is offered as software as a service, network as a service, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in detail as we go through. Now we're going to break it down. All right, so Aruba AIOPS is helping us define the outcomes or redefine the outcomes, right? I mentioned we want to react and resolve not only quickly, but predictive and preemptively to stop problems before they impact any of our customers. And we're going to constantly optimize and help you tweak your network and your RF, things that we maybe weren't able to do before because we didn't have the engineering pool. We didn't have the tools to check on RF utilization and tweak that to help us optimize our network, ensure our SLAs, and give our customers and end users a better experience. A quick example of that is right here. Okay, so we see our RF, we've got a lot of users on 2.4, just one guy on 5 gigahertz. And so the problem comes in is a slow network or poor Wi-Fi, right? So that's the root cause, is that most people are hanging out on the 2.4. So today, we would spend lots of hours checking on the APs, checking logs, the switches up, the APs up. Let's check on the client, see if it's got 5 gig capabilities. And we spend a lot of time in these cycles, and it's the same cycle every time that a caller comes in with that issue, right? So how do we get past spending all this time? Here's a little screenshot. This is in the Insights tab. And this Insights, again, using AIOPS, is going to say, hey, you're not optimally tuned in your 2.4 gigahertz radio. You're also not optimally tuned in your 5 gig. So I'm going to give you the reason, but also a recommendation. So this is the act, analyze and act. So now the recommendation is, since the client makes the decision on where to join the network, let's help influence it. So now we'll take these recommendations, and as our animation shows, folks move to the 5 gigahertz network. So what's the outcome is we had root cause from the recommendation. Most of our users are now on the better performing 5 gigahertz network and have an increased client throughput equaling a better experience on our network. So this is just a simple one, but also very impactful, because I don't know that I've ever had a time to go and tune the RF in all of my locations to be able to ensure the best performance of those APs. So some of the AIOPS features, AI Insights, right? That's what we were just kind of looking at, automating and the anomaly detection. A lot of these, again, are based on our experiences, but also based on peer network optimizations. As we've optimized networks, we're going to compare that to peer RF and then be able to optimize your network as well. Right here in the middle, we talk about AI search. It's natural language, right? So we have all this telemetry, we have all this data, this huge data lake that we have in the cloud. It may be hard sometimes to track down a user or an AP. So instead of having to dig through all of my locations to find where the problem may be, I can simply, in the AI search, type a name, type a device type, and it'll show me, hey, Matt is called in and had a problem. I searched for Matt. Is Matt having a problem? And we can start to see not only Matt's devices, but the AP, the SSID, and the switch port, or the full data path that connects Matt to the network. So I can quickly dive in to those devices to see if there's a problem there. We can also automatically create trouble tickets, or automate creating trouble tickets. So I can open a chat right away. I've got a TAC engineer on the phone. Now, instead of sending logs and show runs and show TAC, they have the access to that information at their fingertips that I've opened a case with them right inside of the ESP. Okay. So simplifying, because we're unifying our infrastructure and we have all of the infrastructure from data center to core to edge platform or edge switching and APs, now I have this cloud experience by having it all in a single pane of glass across campus, the data center, my branches. I don't have to have multiple different management interfaces or management types. It's all here in this one location. In this example, you can see our APs, our switches, our SD-WAN gateways, our multiple internet links, all the way into our data center where we have our VPN concentrators. So giving you a single, easy to look at topology view of your entire network and at enterprise scale. So now protect, zero trust networking, right? So we're leveraging, again, machine learning to do role-based policies, right? So the machine learning helps us to not only know that a device is a Windows device, but that it's a specific telco device, a telco device that's a security camera, all the way down to the exact make and model of that security camera. And the key to that is securing the network is impossible without knowing what's out there. And I don't want to know generically that it's a Windows machine or a Linux machine, because I want to know specifically what it is so that I can wrap tighter, more granular policies around these devices, so that if it's a Linux-based lighting sensor, it's different from a Linux-based HVAC system. So I want them to access very different applications, very different segments of the network. So having that visibility allows us to do that, and it also allows us to do it dynamically. So now, again, with all the devices coming onto our network, I can't chase all of them down. I don't want to chase all of them down. And I also don't want to have to create new segments for them every time they're added to the network. The explosion of devices equals the explosion of VLANs. Now I can access these devices. I can get them onto the network with a role-based policy rather than creating a new VLAN for each type of device. Bringing it all together, this is a cloud experience. It is a services platform. So with us, it's Aruba, it's cloud native, it's software as a service, right? It's either cloud or on-prem. One thing that I've always loved about Aruba is that we do not force you into one way of management, one way of working with our devices. It's really up to you. If you want to use these cloud native solutions, it can be either way. Put it in the cloud, bring it on-prem. You can even work with us to do Aruba managed network as a service. But the last one here is in the center. You can work with our friends here at DataVizion to do the managed service provider experience. Those guys will put you in a great shape and allow you to worry more about your business and not as much about your network infrastructure. Last thing I'll talk about here is automation. We talk about automation a lot. We talk about the APIs that we have across the portfolio. You'll see it's WLAN, it's wired, it's central, it's UXI, it's ClearPass. So they're all fully documented APIs across these guys. This allows us to work within third-party vendors, allows integration with your firewalls, allows integration with your reporting systems. But not only APIs, it's automation driven by Python, Ansible stacks. And with this developers hub that we've created, now we create a solution and we make it available for our users. You guys don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you want a Python script to help monitor your links on your routers, it's out there. Just download it, run it on your box, and you're ready to go. This is out there for the developers hub. There's also many other solutions that are out there on GitHub. We've got a partnership with Red Hat so that they have some of the Ansible stacks and playbooks available for you as well to help with automating deployments or new configurations.
Great, thanks, Dustin.
Yep.
I really like to end on this slide just to really recap everything that Dustin just talked about. So it gives us that nice high level. So just so everyone's clear, Aruba Central is that cloud platform that brings all this together. So the wireless solution, the wired, SD-WAN, getting all of our visibility. So everything is from the Aruba Central side, it's that single pane of glass, which is really making everything simpler for us, right? So our zero touch provisioning, getting us to that unified infrastructure, up to the zero trust security, now taking it that step further into the analyze and act, which went through with the AIOPS and how that can give us the visibility to tell us what's going on as opposed to us having to dive through everything. So wanted to also recap that DataVizion is a platinum partner of Aruba, which means that they hold us to the highest standards, heavily certified, lots of several engineers on staff that from even a revenue standpoint, but the biggest thing from the DataVizion standpoint, not only do we design it, we deploy it, we support it. So these solutions that we stand behind, everyone can stamp their name to and feel proud about the implementation from the start to finish, as well as the customer experience throughout. So no business is too small, too large. We have the expertise to help you every step of the way, and really expanding on our managed services as well, as we talked about earlier. So lots of a big customer happiness rating along with that we'd share there, but certainly open to take this time now to answer any questions that anyone has had throughout the demo. Otherwise, we strongly advise taking this a next further step with us and scheduling a personal demo. Get into the platform, really understand the underworkings of it. So,
absolutely. Any questions? Feel free to raise your hand too if you didn't want to type it out. Otherwise, I do have our grand prize winner. So congratulations to Chris Heidman. You will be receiving your very own 503H with a 1-year Aruba Central license. And a DataVizion rep will be in touch with you via email to coordinate you collecting your prize. And don't forget, all of you guys are a winner because you will be getting a lunch voucher, and that'll be sent to you here shortly. Thank you all so much for attending, and enjoy the rest of your day.